Welcome to Bilingual Professionals. My name is Daisy Sedeno, and today we have Diana Ochoa. Diana Ochoa. It depends who says it, right? And she's a
Right.
marketing strategist. She's a Latina professional. She's bilingual. So tell me a little bit about your journey first before we go into your expertise.
So my career journey, I'm originally from Ecuador. I became to the United States as an adult. I work in major corporate American corporations in telecommunications and media, like NBC Universal, Univision, Comcast, giants in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started working here, one of the things that I realized is it's there's a big competition.
Mm-hmm.
And as a marketer myself, I decided, I said, well, how am I going to stand out? What makes me different?
Mm-hmm.
And I struggle a lot with my accent, with uh, being different myself. It took me a little bit to understand that the very same things that I thought they were my weaknesses, they were actually my strength.
Wow, that's powerful because
Yes.
sometimes we're running away from, that thing that we think is going to hurt us as in our career, in our life as people. And you said, no,
Mhm.
wait a minute, I'm going to embrace this. This is interesting. So, what was it that you felt like I need to show up more in this area?
So when I first started working, my first position was with a vitamin company. We see it everywhere, Vitamin World.
Mm-hmm.
They have stores nationwide. And I realized that everything was in English. I used to live in New York at that point. And I said, there's some packets, some areas where they have Asians, they have Hispanics, and they do not speak the language. How are we communicating with these people?
Mm-hmm.
So I made the recommendation to make the stores in culture, in language, to make it easier for those customers to understand what they were getting, right? To make it easier for them to find the supplement, the vitamin that they were looking for. And then I realized, there's something here. And then I started working with Cablevision. And when I went to Cablevision, I was in my early 20s, super, I wasn't confident. And I was now a manager at that point, and I was fighting myself with my own limitations and my own fears. And you know how they say, calladita te ves más bonita. Sometimes I didn't know,
Claro,
can I
exacto.
speak? Can I say something?
Maybe I
And
don't. Maybe I shouldn't, right? Maybe I should stay quiet. Exacto. See.
so that was the point where I had to take a whole introspection
Mhm.
and ask myself, who are you going to be? Because now you are here, you have all these opportunities. Um, I was in a Caucasian area, right? Like everybody in my office, they didn't. Maybe another person spoke the language, Spanish. So I had an opportunity, but I was afraid to embrace it, right?
Wow.
Like what we fear the most sometimes is the biggest blessing. So I had to go in through a self discovery and self acceptance journey. I believe 100% that there's no professional development without personal development. So I've been working a lot on, with those cultural limitations. Like I say, calladita te ves más bonita. No, you're
Mhm.
here. They hire you because they believed in your expertise. They're
Yes.
here to provide your point of view.
Y a veces, sometimes we think if I say something, they're going to think I'm opinionated, estoy muy ruda,
Yeah.
voy a ser muy agresiva. It's for all women, in general, but a
Yes.
Latina that is able to speak up, it has an opinion, or maybe is not agreeing with what you're saying, and with a smile say, I'm not. I'm not in the same page with you when it comes to that. It takes courage. It
It
takes
takes
like a
courage.
minute. It's like a hot minute that you feel like I have to say something because it's going against what I think. So when do you can you give us like a moment that that happened, that you stand up and you said, you know what, I'm going to say something. And you don't have to say the name of the company or anything like that, but
No, I was very fortunate because,
okay.
we do have a hard working ethics as Latinos, right? That's something
Hmm.
that does define us, a lot of us. And so my manager, she knew that I work hard, but she also knew what I struggle with.
Mm.
And I was sitting in meetings with higher level senior management, CMOs, and just the fact that I had to go and present my idea based on projections. And I feel like, oh my God, like if this thing doesn't work, what am I going to do? Because, as a marketer, I'm always tied to numbers and results.
Yes.
So there were so many things, and just the fact that one day I had to say, "Hey, if I'm sitting with these people and they believe in me, like it's embarrassing that you don't believe in your own
Yes,
self."
exactly. Yes. No, definitely. Uh-huh. So in the moment that you said, you know what, I'm just going to go and do it. And there's also a situation with accent bias, and that there's something that people, not everybody, but they associate you're capable to do things depending on the way you speak. And there's a situation with accent, and we feel it sometimes, they are going to think that we don't know what we're doing because we have an accent. Or did that was something that you were also struggling with when it comes to the accent bias? Yes. Okay.
Yes, I wanted to fit in.
Mm,
I wanted to get rid of my accent. I wanted to just look like everybody else,
yes.
but not knowing that, then what makes me different? Why do they need
Mhm.
me for then? So until I realized, right, they don't have a Hispanic really marketing expert in here. And my accent, my background, it makes me perfect. I can sell it. I can sell myself because I am the ideal customer that they're looking for. I'm one of them.
Mhm. Exactly.
So what I did is I did become an expert, because the
Okay.
fact that I'm a Latina doesn't mean that I'm an expert on Hispanic marketing.
Totally.
So I educated myself so much. I was reading all the time, listening to videos, and I became the Hispanic expert. And then I was promoted after a couple of years, but I had to go against my own fear and put myself out there. I had to prepare myself and maybe work very hard and more hard than other people,
Hmm.
right? Because
Exactly.
I was not only dealing with, I was trying to become an expert on something, but also I was dealing with my own limitations in my head.
Exactly.
So, but I did so many campaigns, right? That as I was scared and I was doing it. The fact is that I was able to prove myself, because in marketing we're always experimenting and testing, and I was able to test different marketing campaigns and show results. And one of the things, it got to the point that I became the person that signed the letters that went to every single Latino that we were targeting in that area for
Oh,
that
wow.
company.
That's nice.
And I started doing storytelling. I even did a letter about my own family, and it performed so well because I just knew the audience. I knew the pain points, the passion points, and I knew how to connect with the audience. And I was connecting with the audience because I am a Latina myself.
Exactly. We have one of the most growing populations in times in the country right
Yes.
now. Is new migration as well. It's not like we have a time that people come from Latin America. No, it's migrating. It's like constantly we are receiving people from all over Latin America, and we have maybe a challenge there to get to know the audience. What are the companies are doing right when it comes to marketing, with connecting with the audience, and what can we do? Where can we improve? What can we do better?
I think As a Latina myself, as a professional, what can we do better, right? You said right now we represent the Hispanic population represents a $3.2 trillion purchasing power in the United States. So the companies that are not doing this are leaving money on the table. You as a professional, if you prepare yourself, learning the consumer, I think the best thing that, at least for me, I believed, consumer behavior expertise, it's fundamental because you need to understand who the audience is. And like I said, passion points, pain points, how can you come and solve a problem for them? So once you know that, you become dispensable for that company.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if a company is not doing this, they're leaving money on the table. We are the fastest growing population in the U.S. And you mentioned something about new immigrants coming to the states, new people. One of the things that a lot of the companies don't understand is acculturation levels. Way how you communicate to me to someone that just recently. Are you there? I think I lost you.
Yes. I think I lost you
Daisy,
for a second, but
can you
I'm
hear me?
here. I can hear you.
Okay. So what I was saying is that acculturation level is very important. The way how you communicate to someone like me is not the same way how you communicate with someone that just recently arrived.
Exactly.
So, and that's one of the strategies that I have utilized in the past. And there are companies that have all this data, right? Where this is what they dedicate their life to study different demographics, and they append that data information so we can target whether it's in English, whether it's in Spanish, bilingual, different products, different services, depending on their acculturation level.
Yes, there's another situation that I feel like, oh, we are leaving, Latino businesses are also leaving money on the table because I'm going to talk the other way around. When we are not able to connect with different markets, we just want to do business with Latinos. And let me tell you something. When I start doing business with people that don't look like me, I was making more money. Ah, I said it. It is okay to make to do deals, to work with people that don't look like you, African American, white people, Asian. It is okay if you have a product that it will help resolve a problem, help other people. It is okay. What can we do better in that respect? Because I feel like you can go to New York, you can go to California, and you will see little niches of communities that they're just doing business with themselves. And I think that we're missing a great opportunity. I even heard a huge, millionaire company from Miami that said, I don't need to speak English, my money speaks for me. And I'm like, okay, interesting. So there's a resistance there. He was doing really well. He was doing an interview for an English speaking TV station, and he did it in Spanish. He said, no, my
Oh,
money's
wow.
talking. I know, he was like very stubborn. God bless him. God bless him. He was able to do it, but not everybody is able to go to that level and stay with their culture. It is okay to do the crossover. What do you tell these people? I think I have passion for that because it worked for me. I was able to work with different clients all over the United States, and I did better when I expand my horizons.
So, I love my culture and I embrace it. But if you adopt new, a new culture, a new language, you just become better. You become wiser. You expand your knowledge. You're able to, like you said, do business with other people because so you understand how they do business, how they communicate. You're able to connect with other people. So my experience in the past has not only been with the Hispanic market, but I became the multicultural expert. So I also did work with targeting African American consumers, South Asian, Russians, and I had to learn, their traditions, their culture, so I knew how to communicate with them.
Mhm.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's better, right? I mean, to me, it expands my mind.
Exactly. Like for example, maybe somebody that has their business only been doing it for African Americans and for Caucasians. They're just said, okay, we want to see what's going on with the Latino market. It is
Yeah.
okay to just go and find somebody like you, an expert. And the other way around, Latino businesses that need that expertise, you're able to navigate between two different contexts,
Worlds.
cultures,
Yeah.
worlds.
Hmm.
You as a Latina, but also working for corporate America, to you know how to connect with the client. So you're
Right.
able to maybe close that deal better than the owner of that company, that they feel like, yo no sé lo que está pasando aquí, háblame de los números, dime qué está pasando con este cliente. Y yo, wait a minute, I know how to talk to this client.
Right.
They don't do it like that. Y una frase que me gusta mucho, los latinos hacen negocios con los amigos, y después, y los americanos hacen negocios primero y después somos amigos. They do business first and let's see if we can become friends. But Latinos are vice versa. Let's be friends first. Like
Yeah.
we jump into a family. So it is okay to know both worlds for us Latinos, to have somebody like you in the team as part of
Yep.
your strategy. You can take that Latino business to the next level. You're missing money. I mean, you're leaving money on the table, like you said. You can actually close that deal with that client that is African American. I know how to approach them with my knowledge. What do you think about that?
Definitely. And at the end of the day, it's like, why are we doing business for? Are we only doing business to serve one community, or are we doing business to solve a problem of, humanity or different people? Like, we're doing business with people, not just for a specific community. I will assume that.
Mhm.
And the way how we connect today, like any brand right now that is trying to do business with anybody, it's beyond just a logo and having a nice website. You have to know how to connect with people. People are looking for that connection with the brand and that authenticity.
Exactly. Well, we're going to wrap it up. I'm so proud of you. Estoy tan orgullosa de ti, de
Thank
verte
you.
creciendo, haciendo tu como consultant. You're a consultant, you're an expert,
Yes.
but you're able to navigate between different cultures and keep your essence, because at the end of the day, that's our competitive advantage is right there. Who we are and how we embrace and how we show up in that
Yeah.
place, in that meeting. And by the way, I love your accent.
Thank you. And now I love it too, because there's not, like you said, there's not another Diana. It's just one. It's just me.
Exactly, exactly. We just have to show up authentic. So a last message for the bilingual professionals, because there is also a struggle to just keep on growing, to go to that place or that table that you've been with corporate, CEOs, to be able to do that step, to just go to that level.
Believe in yourself. Like
Mhm.
you said, there's nobody else like you. There's only one you. You can only do it your own way. I cannot replicate you. I can try, but I will never be you. Go through a self-discovery and self-acceptance, because once you accept yourself, like, all the tools are inside ourselves. So once you accept yourself, you do it on an authentic um, base, and people will believe in you. Just
Exactly.
put yourself out there. At the end of the day, people hire us for our way of thinking, for our background, our experience, our point of views. So say it.
I'm going to send you my book that is coming up soon. It's called Who Do You Think You Are? ¿Quién tú te crees que eres? It talks exactly about that. So I'm passionate about the self narrative, to the way that we talk to ourselves. I think there's un tesoro ahí. There's a jewel. There's where we can find ourselves when we go into our minds and we figure it out in our hearts, and we figure out who we really are. So I wanted to, I think you're going to relate a lot in that book to my own journey.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So I'm also working on a workbook for personal branding, so you can
Okay.
understand yourself, because
Yes.
it's important to understand who are you, like, what are you bringing to the table, how do you want to be perceived by the company that you're working for, or by the world, right? From a professional standpoint, from a career standpoint. So
Where can we find you? Where can we find your, I mean, I know you're on LinkedIn, and we can find you on Facebook and
Instagram.
okay, Instagram. Tell me a little bit
Instagram
about
is
that.
the Authentic Marketer 7. because I'm all about authenticity. And it's the same username for Facebook.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being with us
Thank you.
today. And until next time on Bilingual Professionals.